Hey guys, so today I'm doing another writing update. I haven't done one in a little while actually. It's been quite a long time since I've done one of these. But I just have a couple of things to update you guys on. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about Lost Girl and also about my Shapeshifter novel that I'm writing alongside Peyton from Peyton Reads. I will link her channel down below. She's my bae, she's one of my best friends, and I love her so much. So you guys go check out her channel and subscribe if you're not already, because she is amazing. So I'm going to talk about Lost Girl first. So if you guys did not know, I've been trying to work on editing it. So I finished it back in October, at the very end of October before NaNoWriMo started, and I set it aside. I sent it to a few friends, and only one person has given it back at the time that I'm filming this, and that was A Reader's World, and she gave me some really helpful feedback that I will definitely be taking into account when I re-outline and when I write the second draft. But so I've been going through the first draft and kind of just making my own notes, editing it, not necessarily editing grammar-wise, because that's kind of pointless since I'll just be rewriting it. So I'm kind of going to be talking about how my editing has been kind of going and how my read-through has been going. I've only done the first 3 chapters, by the way. And I'm also going to be talking about my plans for this book. So yeah, let's just start talking about it. So in here contains the first 3 chapters, along with all my old planning and stuff. But I've decided to print out the stuff because it's easier for me. I tried editing the first chapter on my computer and I just didn't like it. I much prefer handwriting things when I'm editing, so I had to print it out. I have this color coding system for my editing, so pink highlighted is lines or dialogue, etc. that I would pretty much like to keep the same in the second draft, so that I'd directly take from the first draft into the second one when I rewrite it. And then blue highlight means keep scene but go more into detail with my descriptions. Like, I like the idea of the scene but just describe it more. I like this line but describe more, stuff like that. Anything that is written in red, it means anything that can be tweaked or fixed. Example, add character here, add scene here, and chapter here, or any changes necessary story-wise. And then yellow highlight is grammatical errors, which is not that important, and I'm not really trying to focus on that too much, but anything that I noticed I will highlight. But like I said, since I'm going to be rewriting this first draft for the second draft, it's kind of pointless to do grammar changes. But anything that's really noticeable, I am highlighting. So I have printed out the first 3 chapters. I'm going to cover up my last name, just because so many times I've shown my last name and I've had to find ways to cover it up, and I don't want you guys to know my last name. But here is the kind of title page. So we got Lost Girl, and this is how thick it is so far. First 3 chapters comes to 21 pages. So I'm going to kind of show you guys how it's looking, just so you guys can kind of get a feel for it. So
this is the first page of chapter 1, and progressively we get some more editing in there. I did orange highlight, and I don't remember what it's for. I never wrote it down, so I'm really confused as to what that means. I think I wrote it down somewhere. It's probably in my notebook for this novel, but I'm really confused as to what that orange highlight means. You can see there's just some stuff. I did some editing today on chapters 2 and 3. They were fairly short, so I printed them both out at the same time. I don't want to print this whole book out at once because it's too noticeable. My mom will know, she'll kill me. But this is chapter 2. So I did this thing also. If I get an idea for a dialogue or a way to enhance a scene, I wrote it down on a sticky note. I did that twice this go around. But I'm also just crossing things out that I just know I do not want to be in the next one.
I am not hating the book so far. I'm finding a lot of awkward sentences, and I'm finding a lot of things that I can take out, and I am finding quite a few issues, but I'm also figuring out ways to change it, and I'm writing down stuff that will be changed and stuff for the second draft. And I'm actually getting rid of a character because I feel like she's kind of useless. I didn't mean for her to be useless, but she's kind of useless, and she's just kind of there, which is kind of annoying. So I'm taking her out in the second draft. So anytime she's mentioned in this draft, or in the first draft, I'm just crossing her name out and replacing it with somebody else, or just getting rid of it entirely because it's just useless. Also, I'm gonna make Gabe more interesting in the second draft, because I really didn't like him in the first draft, mainly because if you guys have been following this journey for a while, you guys will know that Gabe was the original love interest, and I hated him like that, so I changed it to Spencer. And so I just kind of have this preset hate for Gabe that just should not be there because he doesn't deserve it for my mistake. So I do like Gabe, and I just need to make him more evident. I do want to make his friendship with Sienna a lot closer, because they don't talk. I think they talk once in the whole first draft, which is really annoying. And Reader's World did comment that Gabe should be in it more. And I totally agreed. Everything that she gave me feedback for, I already knew myself. So her feedback was just a confirmation of what I already thought, which was really helpful. So I knew that I just wasn't, I knew that I wasn't alone in my thoughts and my hatred for some things. And editing is going really well. I'm not hating it. I'm not absolutely loving it either, but I'm realizing that it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Then again, we are just in the first 3 chapters. But yeah, I'm coming up with a lot of changes that will make the second draft a lot better, so hopefully it actually works. And also my plans for the second draft. So I'm going to re-outline it once I am done with this. Once I'm done editing, I'm going to re-outline it. So I don't know when I'm going to be done editing. I've asked everybody who has the book in their possession to finish it by the end of January. And January is almost done, and nobody else has finished it but A Reader's World, which is kind of troubling. I mean, it doesn't have to be done by the end of January. It's just kind of when I would like all the notes in, so that, you know, I can kind of be aware of what everybody thinks while I'm editing this first draft. It doesn't matter though. I want it by the end of January to mid-February at the latest, because it's taken me a while to go through this. But I'm hoping that editing can kind of be done by like March, because spring break. So I'm hoping that this can be done by March. And then outline for the second draft, I kind of just want to take all of my notes into consideration, all of my friends' notes into consideration, and kind of reconstruct a new outline. I do want to keep the story relatively the same, because there's going to be a lot of new content jammed into this thing that I feel like will be necessary. And there may be complete scenes that I just want to take out when I go through this. Like, there have been like paragraphs that I've taken out already. I'm going to be re-outlining it all in depth. I might outline it the same way I outlined Rewind with the index cards, because that seemed to work okay for that book. Yeah, we will see when that time comes. So the actual writing of the second draft, I'm hoping will happen over the summer. I'm also going to be doing something else in the summer, which I'll talk about in a second. But I kind of want to start doing this on over the summer, kind of like switching back and forth between these 2 projects. That's my Lost Girl update. Now let's update on the Shapeshifter novel that I'm writing with Peyton. I'm not going to go too in-depth in this update just because I talk a lot about it in my writing vlog for this month. So I'm not going to talk about it too much, but everything so far is in this notebook. Basically, since January 1st till now, me and Peyton have pretty much been avidly plotting out this novel. We've done a lot of work. We've created a lot of characters, and I don't want to say too much because I know that she doesn't like sharing a lot of things about her work, but I will say that I'm absolutely in love with our characters. These are the best characters that I've ever had, and I know they're also they're also Peyton's characters, but these are the best characters that I've ever had, and it's because she's so good at creating characters. You guys don't know, but her characters for her novel are amazing, and I'm in love with them. She's really good with the whole characterization, and she's also really good with plot. And so put us both together, and we are pretty much superstars. Like, we are amazing. We've got so much plotting done, and it's really exciting. But let me tell you, there's a lot of diversity in this book, lots of different races and sexualities. I'm trying not to say too much, but I'm really excited about it, and it's really exciting, and it's gonna be really, really good. There's plot twists, and so happy with how this has been going. Our plan is to finish outlining it by like the summer, like beginning of the summertime, and like write it over the summertime, but we will be meshing our writing together in each chapter because our writing styles are quite different, so we're really hoping that we'll be able to mesh them together, like, unnoticeably.
Peyton, I think what we should do is I think that you should finish writing the first chapter, send it to me. This will be like a test run. You send it to me. I will edit it. and add my own crap in there, and then we'll send it to a Reader's World, and she can tell us if it sounds like one voice. Okay? Does that sound good? I think that's a good idea. Peyton? Let's do that, okay? Message me on Twitter when you're watching this. Message me about this. Okay. Anyways.
But I'm really enjoying this, and I hope that we can actually write it over this summer, because like I said, my plan is to write 3 books. Rewrite of Lost Girl, this book, and then a NaNoWriMo novel, which I'm actually not sure what it's going to be. I kind of want it to be my fantasy novel, and I'm hoping that plotting this novel out and writing this novel will help me do mine. I'm really happy with how writing has gone this month, despite the fact that I haven't had a lot of time. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Comment down below what you're working on writing wise right now. I'm interested to know what genre you guys are writing in and stuff like that. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I do book videos, including book tags, book hauls, book videos, and I also do writing videos, so writing updates like these, writing tags. I do writing vlogs every single month, so if you're interested in any of those things, then make sure to subscribe to this channel, because it's a fun time over here. It's a fun time, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. There's gonna be a lot of new content. Doei.